Have you ever noticed that the harder you chase something, the faster it seems to run away from you? It's like trying to catch your own shadow. The more desperately you reach for it, the more elusive it becomes. Think about it. That promotion you've been killing yourself for? That relationship you're trying to force? That creative breakthrough you're desperately seeking? What if I told you that your very pursuit might be the exact thing pushing them away? Here's the mind-bending truth. We live in a world that's taught us to be hunters, but what if the secret to getting what we want is to become the hunted instead? Nietzsche understood something profound about human nature, something that goes against everything our achievement-obsessed culture preaches. He discovered that there's a mysterious force at play when we stop grasping, when we stop forcing, when we finally let go. But here's what's fascinating. This isn't about giving up or being passive. No, this is about something far more powerful. Something that will completely flip your understanding of how success actually works. So what happens when you stop chasing? What really finds you when you create that space? We've been sold a lie. Beautiful, seductive lie that's destroying our peace and sabotaging our success. The lie that you must chase, grind, hustle, and force your way to everything you want. That if you're not constantly pursuing, you're failing. That rest is rust, and stillness is stagnation. But here's what nobody tells you. This relentless pursuit culture is actually a modern invention. For thousands of years, humans understood something we've forgotten. That the most powerful things in life come when we're aligned, not when we're aggressive. Think about nature for a moment. Does a flower force itself to bloom? Does a river struggle to find the ocean? Does gravity strain to pull objects down? No. They simply follow their natural course and everything falls into place. Yet here we are, checking our phones 150 times a day, networking until we're exhausted, optimizing every moment of our lives like we're machines instead of human beings. We've turned existence into a performance and wonder why we feel so empty when we finally succeed. The psychological cost is staggering. When you're constantly chasing, your nervous system lives in a state of chronic stress. Your brain literally rewires itself for scarcity, anxiety, and never enough thinking. You become addicted to the chase itself, not the actual outcome. But what if the very thing you're chasing is also chasing you? What if your dream job, your ideal partner, your creative breakthrough is also looking for you, but can't find you because you're running in the wrong direction? This isn't mystical thinking, it's practical psychology. When you're desperate, you repel. When you're needy, you push away. When you're forcing, you create resistance. So what happens when you stop running and start attracting instead? Friedrich Nietzsche had a radical idea that would make most self-help gurus uncomfortable. Amor Fati. Love your fate. Not just accept it, not just tolerate it, but actually love what comes to you. But wait, before you think this sounds passive or weak, let me blow your mind. Nietzsche wasn't talking about being a doormat. He was talking about the most powerful force in human psychology. Alignment with reality instead of fighting against it. Picture this. You're in a river, trying to swim upstream against a powerful current. You're exhausting yourself, making little progress, and fighting the very force that could carry you to where you need to go. Now imagine turning around and swimming with the current. Suddenly, you're moving faster than you ever could by fighting. That's Amor Fati in action. Nietzsche understood that life has an intelligence of its own. Call it fate. Call it the universe, call it the natural flow of cause and effect. There's a pattern, a rhythm, a direction that's bigger than your individual will. Here's where it gets fascinating. When you stop forcing your agenda and start dancing with life's agenda, something magical happens. Opportunities appear, people show up, doors open. Not because you're being passive, but because you're finally moving in harmony with the forces around you. Think about the most successful people you know. I bet they'll tell you their biggest breakthroughs came not from forcing, but from recognizing and riding the waves that were already there. If this perspective is shifting something inside you, hit that like button. It helps more people discover these life-changing ideas. And if you're ready to dive deeper into philosophy that actually transforms how you live, subscribe, because we're just getting started. But here's the question that changes everything. How do you know when you're swimming upstream versus flowing with the current? Your brain is wired for survival, not success. And that's exactly why chasing backfires so spectacularly. When you desperately want something, your brain interprets that desperation as a threat signal. It floods your system with cortisol and adrenaline, the same chemicals that would help you escape a predator. But here's the problem. These stress hormones literally shut down your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for creativity, intuition, and seeing opportunities. So while you think you're being productive by chasing harder, you're actually making yourself blind to the very solutions you're seeking. Neuroscientists have discovered something incredible when you're in a state of relaxed awareness, what they call diffuse mode thinking. Your brain makes connections it simply cannot make when you're in focused, desperate pursuit mode. Ever notice how your best ideas come in the shower, during walks, or right before you fall asleep? That's your brain finally getting the space it needs to process and connect dots. But here's what's even more fascinating. When you stop chasing, you don't just think differently. You literally become a different person energetically. People can sense desperation from a mile away. It's repulsive on a subconscious level because it signals scarcity and neediness. Think about dating. The person who's desperately seeking a relationship gives off a completely different vibe than someone who's content with themselves. Which one is more attractive? Which one do opportunities naturally gravitate toward? This isn't just about romantic relationships. It's about every area of life. Employers can sense when you're desperate for a job. Clients can feel when you're needy for their business. Even creative projects can sense when you're forcing them instead of allowing them to emerge. The psychological principle is simple. Attachment creates resistance. Detachment creates flow. So how do you rewire decades of conditioning that taught you to chase everything you want? Here's the secret nobody talks about. There's a massive difference between giving up and strategically stepping back. One is defeat, the other is mastery. Creating space for the unexpected isn't about becoming passive. It's about becoming receptive. Think of yourself as a radio. When you're constantly broadcasting your wants and needs, you can't receive the signals that are trying to reach you. So how do you tune in? First, practice what I call productive pausing. When you feel the urge to force, to push, to chase, stop. Take 3 deep breaths and ask yourself, what if the solution is trying to find me right now, but I'm too busy running to notice it? Second, embrace strategic patience. This isn't lazy waiting, it's active preparation. A farmer doesn't dig up seeds every day to check if they're growing. He waters, tends, and trusts the process. What are you planting in your life that needs time to grow? Third, pay attention to synchronicities. When you stop forcing, life starts speaking to you through coincidences, unexpected meetings, random opportunities. But you'll only notice them when you're not tunnel-visioned on your predetermined path. Here's a practical exercise. For the next week, instead of asking, how can I make this happen? Start asking, how can I become the kind of person this naturally happens to? The shift is subtle but revolutionary. Instead of chasing the promotion, you become promotable. Instead of hunting for love, you become lovable. Instead of forcing creativity, you become a vessel for creative flow. But here's the real test. Can you trust this process even when it feels like nothing is happening? Can you have faith in the invisible work that's being done while you're not watching? If you're ready to discover what's been waiting for you all along, let's explore what happens when you finally become the magnet instead of the hunter. This is the moment everything changes. This is where philosophy becomes transformation, where understanding becomes embodiment. When you truly stop chasing, something profound happens. You don't become less. You become more present, more magnetic, more aligned with the natural flow of abundance that's always been there, waiting for you to step into it. Think about the most magnetic people you know. They're not the ones desperately trying to impress everyone. They're not the ones forcing conversations or pushing their agenda. They're the ones who are so comfortable in their own skin, so aligned with their authentic self, that opportunities, people, and experiences naturally gravitate toward them. This is what Nietzsche understood. When you love your fate, when you embrace what is instead of fighting for what should be, you become irresistible to life itself. But here's the beautiful paradox. The moment you stop needing external validation, the world starts validating you. The moment you stop chasing love, love finds you. The moment you stop forcing success, success starts flowing toward you. This isn't magic, it's energy, it's psychology. It's the natural law of attraction that happens when you're no longer repelling what you want through desperation. You've made it this far in this journey, and that tells me something powerful about you. You're ready to trust a different way. You're ready to let go of the exhausting chase and step into your natural magnetism. So here's my challenge for you. Write one word in the comments that represents what you're ready to stop chasing and start attracting. Maybe it's peace, maybe it's love, maybe it's success or creativity. Whatever it is, declare it. Make it real. Your word is your commitment to this new way of being. And by sharing it, you're not just transforming your own life, you're inspiring others to do the same. The chase ends here. The attraction begins now. What's meant for you is already on its way.